What's up, guys? Charlie here with another out of theater review. I just got back home from seeing Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Oh my god. This is seriously one of the best horror movies that I've seen in a very long time. I said the same with Undertone, which I still think is such a creative, different type of film. This film, while watching it, was huge as I'm watching it. This is The Evil Dead. That is the vibes I was getting from watching this film. And I didn't know much about Lee Cronin, so then after the film, I'm looking it up in my car, and I see Lee Cronin also directed Evil Dead Rise, and he's doing the new Evil Dead that's coming out this year. I believe it's August or September. But anyways, insane film. The last hour, my jaw was dropped the entire time. I think that there were some scares that still get you, but I wouldn't say this is like the scariest movie of all time. It's just more so just like shocking and like jaw dropping. The body horror element to this film was so creative, and that's what how it like gave me like that Evil Dead vibe in the movie Primate, the monkey film. The kills were fantastic. Not just kills, just the violence itself was phenomenal. To give you, I don't do too much spoilers on these out of theater reviews, but just to break it down real quick here, a little girl, her family is stationed in Egypt because her father's a reporter for a news station out there, doing a job out of the country. They were there for 5 months. The daughter ends up going missing. You see the woman that kidnaps her, and she undergoes this ritual to keep a demon inside, and they have to do that like every however many decades. And this daughter ends up getting kidnapped to be part of this ritual sacrifice, and she becomes the mummy. Well, as the mummy is being transferred, almost like sex trafficked to some degree, the plane crashes and she is found. And the whole biggest thing was that she wasn't supposed to leave the sarcophagus, or else the ritual is basically null and void. So this demon then takes over this daughter, and you get to see the dynamic between the father and mother and how they want to care for their child. One thing that seemed a little unrealistic to me was that in this certain situation, I don't even know how that daughter would have been able to be brought back into the United States. If you want to say, oh, she has a passport, sure, but the mental state of mind that she was in, it just you could tell this girl was possessed, and I just don't see her getting through customs, let alone being able to be brought home without proper supervision, just through the mother's care. That was a little odd to me, but it still worked. Like I could look past that. I think it took the mom a little long to come to the conclusion that, like, yo, I don't want this girl in my house anymore, and a lot of things had to happen. There was one scene in specific where a bunch of people are gathered in their house. I'm not going to go in too much detail on this, but that was kind of the start of when things started to really hit the fan. From then to the end of the movie, it was almost like the last hour of the film where I just, excuse me, I was just on the edge of my seat the entire time, blood pressure rising. So if you guys are big horror fans, but not just horror fans, I'm talking specific to like that body horror, very bloody element. If that is something you are into, can't recommend going to see this film enough. That will wrap up our out of theater review, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.